Capture started. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Kurzweil piano sound and some considerations about the sound, just for setting, you know, the idea a bit in a direction that is a good direction, you know. Of course, we all know the song. Yeah, so what is it's of course a live piano imitation sound, but you know, why does it sound the way it sounds, and why do people still play the CD, or you know, over all the decades, and why is that sound good or not? There are many reasons, you know, for answers in both directions. You've seen maybe the graph here with the spectrogram. Zoom into it. So depending on whether you got a high definition player, here are all the bands: 1/3 octave. This is just a picture. 20 hertz, you know, etc. 25 until 20 kilohertz, 1/3 octave per stave, or per number here. The equalizers are just a picture. It's just to see the frequencies with this graph here, which is created by plugins from Linux. You can see here that you know, these jack racks 1 through 30, which are here. This long list here contains filters. For instance, 14, 500 hertz, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 500 hertz. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, 500 hertz, it filters with a decent filter, not perfect, but with a normal-ish filter. 4-pole filter. And so the output of that filter is connected to one of the meter bridge channels. And the whole thing runs in 192 kilohertz sample frequency for all those 30 band filters, and for the meter, the analyzer meter, and 32 bits floating point per channel. And the left and right channel are mixed together to go to the meter bridge, and they're filtered separately. So that gives an impression of, when you play, you know, a C chord, what the frequency distribution is according to a normal, reasonably normal analysis. So no fast Fourier transform. But normal-ish filters. Of course also digital, but they function okay. If you use an FFT, then you'll see a different graph. And this will vary in a different way, especially in this range. And in the low range, you'll get completely different readings. Easily 20 dBs different, depending on the frequency of your FFT, on how good your FFT is, or you know, how long it is, or what kind of messing goes on in your FFT filter. So Yeah, so it tends a bit to certain things. If you play a loud low note, you get skip some stuff a bit. You know, piano isn't even either, of course, but this has been heavily processed. It's not a standard sound. Ik ben aan het opnemen. It's not a standard sound, and I use master equalization from the Kurzweil, and so depending a bit on what you play, or what I play in this case, there are different emphases. There are different favored frequencies and you know, rolling sounds and so on. And there's also the master multi-band compressor put on, and the sound I made uses, like I described on a page of mine recently, uses a lot of effects from the Kurzweil to make a different type of sound, which is more alive and which comes in certain ways closer to piano sounds that I find pleasing. Of course, a lot of that is subjective. The frequency graph is relatively objective, but of course the interpretation of the graph is, there are, especially for experts, there are a lot of interpretations possible of what those staves are saying. For instance, the built-in piano sound tends to say that the lower frequencies don't exist. It still has this effect. You can see that it remains stuck at a certain frequency, except there's some activity around the note of A, which a lot of the sounds in this OS version seem to do. So